All right, let's talk about a total game changer in medicine. I'm talking about rituximab. This is the antibody that basically taught us how to fight diseases with, well, incredible precision. For so long, right, fighting something like cancer, it often felt like we were using a sledgehammer, when what we really needed was a scalpel. Old school treatments like chemotherapy, they worked, sure, but they were kind of like carpet bombing. They just wiped out everything, the good cells right along with the bad. So the big question became, what if, instead of carpet bombing, you could use a guided missile? Well, that's exactly what happened back in 1997. The moment rituximab arrived on the scene, it was a complete revolutionary shift. This was the first ever lab-grown or monoclonal antibody approved for fighting cancer. It was literally that biological guided missile everyone had been hoping for. Okay, so let's get into it. What is this guided missile's mission? How does a lab-grown antibody actually help your own body fight back against disease? So the whole problem starts with a certain kind of white blood cell, what we call a B cell. Normally, these guys are your friends. They're part of your immune system. But sometimes things go wrong. In cancers like non-Hodgkin lymphoma, they just start growing completely out of control. Or in autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, they get confused and start attacking your own body. Not good. Okay, so here's the absolute key to the whole operation. It's a protein called CD20. The best way to think about it is like a unique flag or a marker that's just sitting there on the surface of most of these B cells. And this isn't just some random protein, you guys. This is the target. This is what our guided missile is looking for. And this is where it gets really cool. The whole mission happens in 4 simple steps. First up, target identified. Rituximab zips around your body, scanning for that CD20 marker. Once it spots it, missile engaged. The antibody is shaped just like a key, and it locks right onto that CD20 protein. Step 3, SOS signal sent. As soon as it's attached, it's like it raises this giant flashing neon flag for the rest of your immune system to see. And that leads to the final step, mission complete. Your body's own immune system gets the signal, swoops in, and destroys that cell that's been flagged. It's brilliant. So, okay, that's how it works. Pretty incredible, right? Now, let's switch gears and talk about who this treatment is actually for and what it's like to go through it. The crazy thing is, because this drug is so good at clearing out these specific B cells, it's used for a ton of different things. In the world of cancer, it's a major player for treating non-Hodgkin lymphoma and some leukemias. But get this, it's also a total game changer for autoimmune diseases. We're talking about bringing real relief to people with rheumatoid arthritis, lupus, and even MS. But let's be clear about one thing. This isn't a pill you just pick up at the pharmacy. Nope, you won't find this in a pill bottle. The process is a little more involved. So how do you get it? Rituximab is given through an IV drip, usually at a hospital or clinic. That first time you go in, it's going to be the longest session. Plan for maybe 4 to 6 hours because the team needs to watch you really closely. And to make things as smooth as possible, it's super common to get what they call pre-meds first. That's usually just some Tylenol, Benadryl, maybe a steroid to help prevent any reactions and just keep you comfortable. Okay, but like any powerful treatment, even one this precise, there are trade-offs, so it's really important we talk about the risks too. It's all about weighing the pros and cons, right? The benefits are huge. You're targeting just the bad cells, leaving most of your healthy cells alone, and treating a whole bunch of different conditions. But the trade-off is that there are potential risks. You're looking at a temporarily weaker immune system, the chance of a reaction during the treatment, and a couple other things. Let's get specific about those risks. The main one to know about is infection. I mean, it makes sense, right? The whole point is to lower your B cell count, and that can make it a little harder to fight off everyday stuff. Then there are infusion reactions, things like a fever, chills, maybe a rash. That can happen, but it's exactly why the medical team monitors you so carefully. And one last big one, it can potentially reactivate a dormant hepatitis B virus. But don't worry, that's why everyone gets tested for it before they even start treatment, just to be safe. Now, a treatment this revolutionary brings up another really big, really important conversation, and that's about cost and who can actually get access to it. And yeah, prepare for some sticker shock here. A full course of treatment can easily cost over $20,000. That price tag has been a huge problem, a massive barrier for a lot of people. But there is some really good news coming. And that good news comes in a word you're going to hear a lot more:
biosimilars. This is a super important concept. The easiest way to think of them is like super high-tech, highly regulated generic versions of these complex biological drugs. Once the original patent on something like rituximab runs out, other companies can make these biosimilars, and that drives the cost way, way down.
And hey, this isn't just some theory for the future. It's happening right now. Biosimilars are already on the market. You might see names like Truxima or Ruxience. They do the exact same job as the original, but they're making this incredible, life-saving treatment so much more affordable and getting it to people who need it. So when you step back and look at the big picture, rituximab's legacy is just massive. It represents this fundamental shift in how we even think about medicine. We moved away from the luck and guesswork of older treatments and into an era of pure logic. An era where we can say, okay, that's the target. Now let's design the perfect weapon to hit it. And listen, if you or someone you care about is going through this treatment, just remember, you are a crucial part of the team. Keeping a little log of how you're feeling after each infusion and just staying in really close touch with your doctors and nurses, that's so, so important for making sure everything goes as smoothly as possible. You know, rituximab really kicked the door open for this whole world of targeted therapy. It makes you think, right? As we get better and better at finding these tiny molecular targets on cells, what's next? What other diseases are on the hit list, just waiting for their own guided missile?